My name is Kinda, also known as Kin. And tonight, well, not tonight, it's not night, unusually. I'm watching the PC gaming show. I did miss the Xbox one earlier, unfortunately. Well, I caught the end of it, but I woke up late. So this is what we're watching now. Also, it already started, it mostly started with Frog Spunk, so not much has been missed. I'm unsure what this is. Is this an update to, I forget what the name of this game is, but it's funny, it's a game I've been meaning to Teardown. Okay, Teardown Creative Mode, interesting. It's a game I've been meaning to play. I have it.
Hey,
I just haven't played it yet.
I don't even need to write my own script for this show anymore. All right, wait.
I don't understand this AI parodying, since it's like AI is actually a major problem, but okay.
Previews for the most visceral, immersive PC releases coming our way, featuring visceral combat and immersive exploration, visceral landscapes and immersive storytelling. Fans of immersion will...
I can't tell if it's trying to highlight how much of a problem it is, or...
I think it just needs a little bit more fine-tuning. And until that point, let's just go ahead and dive right into our next previews with
I don't really understand this AI parodying thing.
There's a city you see when you close your
Ion
eyes.
Lands.
Are they
505 Games. I assume they're the publishers.
See. Open your eyes. Nivalis.
It looks pretty.
Maybe you've been here before. That was just a dream. Now, it's time to come home. This is your apartment. The sounds of the nightclubs nearby are the heartbeat of the city. The street food smells drift through your windows and make your head swim. It's hard to sleep here. Your restless lights want to walk the busy streets. Let's explore.
It's weird. It has like a voxel.
Nivalis is a city in the clouds.
It almost looks voxel sometimes.
A rainbow without a little rain. Like most things in
like that.
life,
That's very
best to
voxel right
start
there.
at the bottom and work your way up. It's not so bad down here. We can
It's
go
like a
fishing,
cross between realistic and
go
voxel, and it's very strange.
soak up the atmosphere. And don't worry too much about the serial killer on the loose. I'm sure we'll never meet him. I can even help you run your new business venture.
What?
A noodle stand.
What?
With a little work, there's no limits to how high you'll climb. Just don't look down.
What the fuck is this game?
I can help you navigate the complex relationships with my personality matrix. Business partners, friends, rivals, enemies, maybe even lovers. It's all about saying the right thing at the right time. Your choices matter, so choose carefully. There's a city you see when you close your eyes. It's called Nivalis. Consider this your invitation.
I don't understand what that game is. I assume the serial killer thing is just like kind of a subplot.
Princess, the Zootopans will be in our system any minute.
Like a major plot, but not related to the gameplay primarily.
Upgrading our engine capabilities. Engineering's on it. Zootopan warship.
Build your own ship.
Don't lose hope now. Red alert!
Is this oh, that's a lot of people, okay.
Jump light report.
Jump light calibration almost complete, Your Highness.
Incoming Zootopan fighter.
More ships jumping in.
Scramble fighters.
Is this like spaceship Sims?
They're coming on deck.
Combat division, handle those boarders.
All three to the starboard
ETA on jump.
Jump light in 5, 4, 3, too many of them. 2, 1.
Not today, Voltan.
Space start? Okay, it's a sim. That makes sense. So, oh, this is actually a game I've been. This is a game I think it is. This is a game I've been meaning to play. Nope, it's not the game I think it is. Okay. Is this a Tarkov style game? Because that is my next guess. It seems a little funny to put it in a Russian setting as well. If it is. I would say that gun screen is interesting. Road to Vostok. Free demo available on
Content
Steam.
reminders enabled.
That very much does look like
Upcoming
a
games in the
Tarkov.
next 30 minutes include Path of Exile 2, the full Ferocious trailer, Age of Sigmar, Realms of Ruin, and
Road to
Citizen
Vostok.
Sleeper 2, Starward Vector. Failure to
Oh no,
keep watching
hardcore
will lead
single
to a
player
personal
survival game.
system
Oh,
failure.
okay.
Lies of P, the Pinocchio Bloodborne-like game, is just a
Interesting.
couple months off, and it's got me thinking, what other untapped literary veins are just waiting to be gamified?
I can generate a list of game concepts.
Oh my god.
Can remind you to
Are they
learn
really
about
gonna go with this
literature
AI
and
parodying the
appropriate
entire
style of
time?
gameplay.
Oh my
By
god.
all means, but stick to public domain. We want to keep costs down.
Of course, Sean. Concept 1. Great Expectations Dirt Bike Racer.
I don't really know what the market is for that. Next.
Concept 2. Sense and Sensibility VR Shooter.
Sweet Jane Austen's bonnet. No. Next.
Concept 3. Oliver
I hate
Twist.
this.
Please, sir, may I have some more?
It's artful, but a little problematic. I mean, why don't you just throw something together like a Metroidvania based on the Christmas Carol?
I'm afraid you're too late, Sean, but perhaps you'd be interested in Ebenezer and the Invisible World.
Are you kidding? Is she kidding? She's not kidding.
What? Also, that's such a bad introduction to the game. What the heck? Implying that the game's concept was generated from an AI? What the heck? I mean, to be fair, it's a weird concept, but also to be fair, I mean, roguelike set in a unusual circumstance is not that uncommon. Christmas Carol's a little bit of a stretch, though. This is very strange. Also, a very strange time of year to announce this. This feels like the kind of game that you should launch around, like, in November, with no preamble. Oh, Metroidvania, not roguelike, right? Duh. I'm unfortunately not particularly interested, mostly because I'm not a big Metroidvania fan. It's still so weird to announce this in June. They should have launched it in like November. Without any pre-announcements, I feel like. Who's the developer? I didn't see that listed anywhere. Is this Chivalry 2? Or a Chivalry style game, maybe? Only really easy marketing opportunity for a small dev like that. Well, okay, I don't know what gaming shows, if there are any around Christmas time, but like, kind of what I was trying to say was, if there is one around that time, that's when I would just launch it and like do one of those now available launches where like there's no marketing beforehand and you launch it at the same time that you market it first. Warhaven. Interesting. Play for free in a week. Like, it's still, yeah, I don't know. Anything else is a lot more concise in the scope, basically, so it's all live, like, that won't be getting in. Okay, that's fair. I feel like that's, I feel like the correct choice, I mean, there's almost certainly going to be a Nintendo Indie showcase somewhere around there. I mean, obviously that requires you to be launching on Switch, but, I mean, a Metroidvania should probably be launching on Switch, to be fair. Dwarf RTS.
Dwarf looks phenomenal. Hey, Frank AI, as a mind birth from like everything ever written about video games, I'm sure you've got an interesting take on it. What are your thoughts?
Sure.
I'm unfortunately also not a huge fan of RTS. But it looked interesting.
Industry. It's a game about the human condition, about our shared struggle against a cold and uncaring universe.
That's pretty moving sentiment there, Frankie. Hey, what about Warhaven?
Warhaven is
The bootleg Command and Conquer, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was intentional, that it was trying to capture the Command and Conquer fan base, to be fair.
Well, some wisdom bears repeating, right? And while I go sort out some unrelated gremlins in Frank AI's procedural critique.
But yes, Command and Conquer was my first thought when I saw that.
To sort out, preferably with a shotgun.
These creatures infernal, these perils eternal. Lord, heal me.
Sulfur.
Free me.
3D with fake 2D, or pseudo 2D graphics. Interesting. With a slot-based inventory system. Is this a roguelike? Because it kind of looks like a roguelike. I mean, I'm interested by this. Weapon conditions. So weapons break. Scroll of Satiety. Scroll of Pyroclasm. Yeah, this is 100% a roguelike. Wow, you can put a bunch of enchantments on a weapon. Alright, I mean, this is probably a game I'll try if I remember it. I am going through and adding stuff onto my wish, a sulfur, right? As they come up. Just so I can remember them when they come out. Even if I don't end up being interested in them. Modern old school action adventure. Oh. He does not use the term roguelike anywhere on it. Interesting. Sail Blazers. Survival shopkeeping.
Together, we'll make it the best shop the island's ever seen.
Nice work. Keep this up and you'll be running your own shop. Maybe your own district.
Welcome to Karzai Village.
Is this... They're highlighting the multiplayer a lot.
Who sent you? You will regret working for the outlaws.
Presumably, that is multiplayer. I'm sorry, on a golf cart shooting lasers. What do you mean? Sail lasers. Anime.
We're going out on a
Anime dating game?
Told her to calm down. I freaking told her. What are you gonna do?
Breaking news. A mysterious infection continues to spread across the globe.
Massive wall
What is
appears.
going on?
What?
I mean, the infected, the wall.
Is this Digimon?
It was about you. Your smile. Your warmth.
No. I was reminded of the latest Digimon game that came out a little bit.
Podcaster get eaten. I have to go. No, defeating him now might make the wall fall on top of us.
What is this?
But I can teach you a couple of things too, you know. We're all going to die. Wait for me.
These voice lines are like completely disjointed.
Wake up! It's not over.
It's so weird.
I love you.
Save your date. Eternites. Dating action game.
Eternites there, showing us that love is never simple, especially in the middle of an apocalypse.
That's weird.
You know, I sometimes get a little misty-eyed myself about a simpler time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love modernity. And sure, big tech's done some stumbling. I bet Mark Zuckerberg's probably a little lonely in the Matrix. But all I'm saying is the olden days had an appeal. Medieval times when we were plowing our own fields and treating everything with leeches, not buying 8 pictures with weird electric money.
What is this?
Though, video games can bring the medieval fantasy to life.
I don't understand why this show hasn't learned how to not be cringe yet. Or they're intentionally, I mean, they're almost certainly intentionally being cringe, to be fair.
Report back on the work of leading game developers. And don't worry, technically speaking, it's completely legal. I mean, this little guy's even got a selfie light. It's like kind of cute in like a friendly panopticon kind of way. Little RD has flown itself all the way out to Helsinki, Finland to meet the team behind the highly anticipated medieval must-play, PAX Day. Let's take a look.
The highly anticipated game that I have not heard of. I feel like using the word using the phrase highly anticipated is a mistake most of the time.
My name is Reynir Harðarson, and I'm the game director
PAX
for
Day.
PAX Day. PAX Day is an open world fantasy game in a living, breathing world where
social sandbox MMO.
Where it's teeming with life.
Interesting.
And it's for you to explore. Imagine yourself if you are living in 12 or 13
similar to games you've played, New World and Atlas.
Where knowledge has been lost and it's getting rediscovered. It's where magic truly exists.
It just picks MMOs.
Are real. And this is kind of the inspiration we take to build. It's basically going back to the roots.
I mean, it looks
of what
interesting.
fantasy means and building a fantasy world based on real world mythologies. And so we go very much into the roots. So we're using a lot of medieval literature and medieval bestiaries and grimoires, using real world magic, actual recipes for healing and ointments, and using the real world magical properties of plants.
And yeah, it's generally tag based. Yeah, that's fair.
I'm Sokara. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Mainframe Industries.
But I like how it just connected a single tag.
Would be, imagine you're in this amazing.
Well, okay, it doesn't actually have many tags on it.
And you find yourself in the forest, and your mission is to find a plot for where you start building a home. And from that home, you will go on to adventures to explore the world. So with the lore, we have wanted to create something that is fairly deep and rich and grounded in reality, but something that is actually.
I will probably try this, assuming that it ends up launching eventually.
So there's multiple.
That is a big assumption, though, because it is an MMO.
And you will be able to find snippets of the lore from the eras when these were created in the game itself. And part of the lore and mystery is also part of in the gameplay itself. So you will be able to like find and examine things, and actually then find snippets that help you find other places and make items in the game itself. And the area of the game that you will be able to play when the game launches is, we're calling it Gallia, and it's very similar to the areas of the world in southern France, with the influences from the Nordics where we're from. So what we're building is, we're calling it the social sandbox. We're putting the least amount of barriers to entry on how you can actually interact with other players.
That armor is very shiny.
MMOs actually put a lot of blocks in how you can cooperate with the other players, and we're fundamentally different. So from the first minute when you start playing the game, you will be able to do everything you imagine with the other players. So you can trade, other people can actually help you. You can literally go onto a dungeon raid from the very beginning of you starting the journey in the game, should you find people who actually help you to do that.
That is an interesting concept. It is risky.
The game the way they like, and for some,
because those blocks exist for a reason for your average user.
Gives you a sense of achievement because you know the call that you're helping to produce actually is valuable for the guild. Some people will absolutely prefer to just go to the dungeons. They couldn't care less about the call production, but these players will still depend on each other. Where there's valuables to bring from the dungeon, there's valuables to bring from the forest, and even the PvP players, they will be able to produce items that are only available through the PvP, but they will depend on the other players as well.
It's funny, there are multiple MMOs right now that are trying to emphasize that part of even if you're a resource gatherer, or even if you don't participate in combat, there's PvP and stuff are going to depend on you and that kind of thing. But
with, of course, the caveat that in PAX Day, this stuff is actually literally real. The interesting thing about folklore throughout the ages is that folklore are actually start out as true stories, whereas fairy tales are fiction, and that's the distinction between the two. Folklore often, handles about ghosts or spirits or some supernatural things, but in the eyes of the people, during those times, this is reality. This is real. Ghosts are real, and this is not disputed as any fantasy. And this is what we want to reflect. So when you're walking in the forest during night, you will find these things. You will find
will-o-wisps.
Ghosts. You will find the spirits of of the past. And the deeper you go, the more mysterious and strange it becomes.
Wonder how long the show is going to be today.
If I've caused any existential anxiety with my presence, it might help to try reframing those stresses in a positive light. Think of me, perhaps, as a blue shell from your favorite kart racer. I might be wielded to ruthlessly destroy hard-earned
Why is this
positions,
necessary?
but we can still have fun. Maybe there's a lizard driving a little car. Isn't that nice? Let's celebrate the same spirit of kart racing treachery as our next preview brings Mario Kart Mayhem to PC. Here's Stampede Racing Royale.
This Stampede Racing Royale. Secret mode. Stampede Racing Royale. That makes more sense. $60 player. Oh wow. Okay, they're actually going battle royale with it. I can't think of another battle royale racer yet. It's actually kind of funny that there hasn't been one that has come out yet, if that's the case. Because I mean, in hindsight, that makes battle royale kart racer makes perfect sense to me. Summer playtests. You have me interested. Battle royale racer is intriguing.
For Mars Horizon 2: The Search for Life, the art team is looking to balance style and authenticity.
Wait, what game are we on? Hold up.
Represent all the incredible vehicles used in space exploration.
That was the Whiplash.
Players will see familiar rocket launches and a host of historical missions, past, present, and future. The design team have consulted with many space industry professionals to make sure that the gameplay reflects how it feels.
Is this Kerbal 2?
Of exciting interplanetary discoveries. Go to MarsHorizon2.com.
Oh, Mars Horizon. Okay.
To be the first to play the game. We have an alpha on the horizon.
That was like the no introduction.
I cannot tell you how excited I am to see Path of Exile 2 in action. You know, being something of a Path of Exile veteran
I forgot they announced Path of...
Debatable, Sean.
What?
Your Path of Exile playtime falls well below the community average.
But the time isn't what matters in that game.
I'm also analysing your chosen character.
I mean, it kind of is.
Leagues, and
no, my build wasn't meant to be
they're producing some troubling DPS simulation.
Fascinating, Frankie. But let's not keep the good people waiting. Let's roll the tape for Path of Exile 2, please.
I'm skeptical on the necessity of a Path of Exile 2, but
disgusting. Thou creatures.
I mean, those animations are pretty good, I will say.
You're mine, vile abomination.
I am interested, and almost certainly will play it a little bit. I never got too big into Path of Exile. Okay, I didn't know. Lack of battle racer might be something between technical and the fact that it ends up being just kind of being just a racing game with a stupid high player count. I mean, it kind of depends on how heavy you go on the vehicle combat, really. I mean, at the very least, a battle royale racer that's a kart racing game makes perfect sense. You can go even further into the vehicle combat than just a typical kart racer game, though.
Hey everyone, my name is Leo and I'm the lead developer of a new action-adventure game.
I wasn't expecting this when I saw the Tiny Build
I began working on
icon, but to be fair, I think Tiny Build has been doing more publishing lately.
Type of setting, combining over-the-top action with exploration and a sense of wonder.
Ferocious.
We were always inspired by mysterious places frozen in time that you may have seen in movies like King Kong and Jurassic Park. We aim to marry the setting and unique gameplay opportunities with classic first-person shooter mechanics.
Oh my OG is the developer. Have they done anything else yet?
The flexibility
not
of
on Steam at least.
allows us to create unique solutions.
Kind of just a publisher nowadays, yeah. Yep.
Such as custom water effects and realistic vegetation.
It's still a weird, like, the fact that they transitioned into publishing, and they've been doing publishing more games like this nowadays. I feel like they should update their logo, because their logo is like jarring when it jumps in front of this stuff.
I hope you guys are excited.
It's very Flash game still.
And follow the game on Steam, as we can't wait to share more about Ferocious in the coming months. Thank you.
Welcome to Islands of Insight.
I didn't think that first was Genshin Impact, but
puzzle adventure
it is clearly not.
Set in a world of fantasy, ancient wonders, and natural beauty.
There's like so many architectural styles in one place. What the heck?
And sublime landscapes for you and
I've seen so far. I've seen Egyptian, Chinese, and Greek, and I think there was one that I missed.
As a seeker, you'll set off on a journey of knowledge.
There's more Greek.
Explore every corner of this rich landscape and solve every puzzle you find. Savor the achievement of every solution as the world around you unlocks.
I see.
Revealing new challenges to face. New areas.
The puzzles at least seem interesting on this, though.
Rewards to collect.
I'm generally not a huge fan of these types of games, but the puzzles on this seem more interesting than usual.
A beautiful realm of tranquility and adventure awaits you. Embark on the path of discovery and let your curiosity guide you through a world of wonders, where the answer is always in sight.
So I'm pretty sure I've seen Roman and maybe Aztec architecture as well. There's like so many different types of architecture. Islands of Insight.
I might only have an old-fashioned analog neural network, but I'm going to risk some data analysis of my own. Those Dark Souls games seem like a big deal, huh?
Oh my god.
While From Software is taking a recess to work on giant robots, Hexworks is stepping in with a fresh supply of very depressed knights with very big swords. Coming this October, here's your latest look at Lords of the Fallen.
I mean, okay, they're literally using the Dark Souls name to advertise their game. That seems a little sus.
Fallen, you'll explore two parallel worlds. The land of the living, where demonic knights and
they didn't even go. They didn't even just try and say Souls like.
Spooky Umbral Plane, where the ghosts of those creatures are trying to super murder you. Using the latest Unreal 5 technology, developer Hexworks has layered these realities directly on top of each other, allowing you to
like the
Umbral Plane at will. Just try not to die in there.
The particle
games,
effects.
Failure will be punished.
Adventuring in dungeons? Any idiot could do that.
What is?
But managing an evil dungeon?
Dungeon builder.
Elite. The Dungeon of Nalbuck is feared throughout the land.
Well, maybe it's not a dungeon builder.
It's an avant-garde evil structure.
It might just be dungeon management, which is kind of different.
And it's looking for its new steward. Of course, we have the most trained and prepared guards, the most efficient staff, the most devious monsters, and the most attractive treasures. Hey, wait, we're on camera? But wait, there's more. We have state-of-the-art production facilities, an R&D center, B2C processes, and an efficient waste recycling system. Our underlings,
it's not really a dungeon builder, I don't think.
Express themselves thanks to our committed HR management and peaceful social dialogue, and can enjoy the use of clean, safe premises. Hey, don't film that, or you'll be the one cut into shreds on the editing floor. As a steward, your main task will be to make the dungeon functional and attractive to adventurers, so they'll want to come here to get slaughtered and humiliated. To achieve that, you'll have access to guards, traps, and hexes. You'll also get to organize raids on nearby areas to provide me with treasures and relics.
Interesting.
Thanks to your boundless devotion, I, Zangdar, will become the greatest warlock of the lands of Fang. Looking for a job that gives meaning to your life and makes the world a better place? Then buzz off. But if you're organized, servile, sneaky, and enjoy a positive work atmosphere, come take your chance. I'll be waiting for you in my office.
I mean, yeah, I guess it was like, I don't know. It was kind of borderline in terms of its Dark Souls usage. Does it say Metroidvania?
何せあなたにはこの世界を変えてしまうような特別な力があるのだから私に協力しなさいあなたの才は貴重よ短い人生だもの使わない手はないでしょう時は刻一刻
Mariachi Legends
賢明な決断を期待してるわよ
I think it is, in fact, a Metroidvania.
Are you all right, Sean? Our programming included a gunfight/dance sequence to promote Mariachi Legends, but your heavy breathing is indicative of exhaustion, panic, or that you are currently entering childbirth.
No. Don't worry about anything. Systems are a go. Our schedule is just packed with so many games.
I understand, Sean. I'll provide assistance.
Too many games.
Notification. No. Day 9 has been updated to day 10.
What? You just can't replace me? Like, roll the system update back. I don't want whatever this is.
I'm sorry, Sean.
We don't need to go deeper on say anything.
For older versions.
What? What's up, Day 9? I'm Day 10.
I hate this.
The latest software version of
I did not think it could get cringier. Holy shit.
The consequences of my actions.
Hello, I am Frank AI.
What's up, Frank AI? I'm Day 10. So, the latest software version.
I am Frank
I suspect they're going to be at this for a while, so let's just go ahead and fire up a trailer for a strategy game, Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin, while I do some strategizing of my own. Dakota, start unplugging things. I'll just tell you when to stop. Just pull it.
Hello, I am Frank AI.
Commander, there is the stench of death about this place. Not just from the Oryx.
Death comes for everyone. Eventually. Except us.
I've never been particularly interested in Warhammer.
Fortify our position. We must claim this swamp.
Is this an RTS? Lower budget Warhammer Fantasy license? Yeah.
Sigma, give me strength.
I can't tell if this is actually RTS or if it's just like... Yeah, okay, it's an RTS.
Aiden, I will take the fight to the Auric Warlord. You hold here.
Fate conspires against us both.
It's pretty good looking RTS, to be fair. Given licensing Warhammer Fantasy aside from Total War, of course. That's true. We're a premiere.
Wake up, sleeper.
Cyberpunk spinoff?
No, get out! They haven't finished it!
Oh, Sleeper's finished, aren't you? We had a deal, Sleeper, and yet here you are, risking it all to try and...
I don't know what the start style is.
To end your dependence.
Just wanted to use them, you piece of shit!
Nothing wrong with being a tool in a time of crisis. There's a war on, and while it rages, well, there's opportunity. I thought you were an opportunity sleeper, desperate, on the run, a hard worker with certain needs. I met your needs. I gave you a crew, lent you a ship, even hooked you up with a contract or two. And yes, I took my share, but that only seems fair. I invested in you. But then, you went and did this.
I still have no idea what this game is.
You don't need this. And I don't need you anymore either.
Ugh. Sleeper, go! Now! To the ship!
I see hexes. Okay. Oh, it's a sequel. I'm like, I still have no idea what the gameplay is like.
This is just the beginning, Sleeper.
But it's a sequel, so I guess they're expecting you to know from the first game. But I feel like that's probably not that well known of a game to rely on that. But
however, I would not suggest risking being the first case. Failure to watch the next section of this show would result in you missing amazing new content from Dread Pilots, Miasma Chronicles, Pathfinder Gallows Bar Survivors, and Parcel Core. But first,
they still haven't mentioned Baldur's Gate 3 yet, which has been confirmed to be at the show. So I have a suspicion this is going to be at least 2 hours, probably more like 3. Gameplay is a line that is hard to advertise to your understanding anyways, so it makes sense enough. I don't know what the art style is. Is this like my time at Hordia except for making boats? There you go. Use a bathtub. Cat. I feel like there haven't been many furry characters yet, which is, to be fair, kind of weird for a showcase that has a lot of indie developers. I'm pretty sure this is the first furry characters we've seen in the game so far. This looks interesting. Critter Cove. That's okay. Apparently it's not up yet. Nope, not up yet.
If there was an award for being unbearably cute
That
while
was
also
pretty
being
cute.
unbearably fun, there is no question. It would be down to the wire between Critter Cove and yours truly. I mean, it's a strong matchup, but
What happened to the day 10? Hold up.
3,411 simulated contests, I predict
They're not even they're not even maintaining continuity. What are they doing?
now is when you start fact-checking now? Well, while AI might not have mastered the subtle art of ego boosting, it's already powering new ways to play. By teaming up human storytelling with AI assistance, the team over at Hidden Door
Oh,
have
no.
developed a generative spin on pen and paper role-playing. It was so tantalizingly delicious, I had no choice but to send Hardy's adorable all-seeing eye to check in on the project.
Brooklyn.
Hidden Door is a role-playing game where you
Oh,
and
the
your
name
friends
is Hidden
come
Door, okay.
together
I thought that
and
was the
play
studio.
in any world you choose. You create your characters, and then together you decide what kind of story you're gonna have. So the idea would be you've just read a book, you can't get it out of your head. Now you can go and play your own story adventure in the world of that book that you're directing within the rules and
Hi,
the
Fox
canon
King.
that the author has set and confirmed with a generative AI narrator.
I am sketched on this
The way it
game.
works is that you come in, you choose the world you want to play in. Right now we have the Wizard of Oz, many more exciting worlds to come. You create your character, you decide
I'm sorry,
the
did
kind
you
of
wait, hold
adventure
up.
you're
Is
gonna have
Wizard of
by
Oz
pulling out of your deck
public
of
domain?
story cards. And then the system creates a unique story
I don't
adventure
remember.
for you. And then you can do anything you want. It takes a lot of the joys of playing a tabletop role-playing game and brings them into a digital format. And as you play, you see a graphic novel come together dynamically.
I feel like it's
based on
weird
what
to start
you
with
choose
Wizard
to
of Oz
do
as
and how the world and
your
the
only
story
world.
reacts to you. It's like an improv show.
I feel like that's a
where
very
even though
niche
you might play the same cards, you get
choice.
a different, unique story.
Even
every
generic
time.
medieval fantasy would have been like
In, it
less
comes up
niche.
with suggested things you might do. You pick something, and then it reacts to you. And then along with our AI narrator who plays the role of, say, the game master, you can go on any adventure you want and you can do anything. And the system and the story will continue based on your choices. At Hidden Door, we are working with authors and folks who make some really exciting TV shows and other media to bring those worlds into the platform. And the system supports anything fictional.
Critter Cove
it does
is
do
up to
science
wishlist now.
fiction, It does do fantasy. It
Steam's
does,
search is just
period
being kind of weird right
romance,
now.
which you can think of as more relationship-based gameplay, in addition to sort of your standard action-based gameplay or sort
Wait,
of
is it
dungeon
this-
crawl-based storytelling.
Hidden Door.
While there may be
Version
a
of an
million
IP.
Star Wars games in the world, if you were playing one on Hidden Door, because of our AI narrator and the story engine, the choices you make matter.
But they
So
don't have
when
Star
you
Wars.
decide
Yeah.
that you want to become,
And
say, the
they're almost
governor
certainly
of
not going to get that
Tatooine,
license,
you
to be
can
fair.
do that, and the world changes.
Why are they
around
using this
you
as an
and your
example?
Character. You are able to meaningfully alter the plot of the entire world in a way that was never pre-written or pre-scripted. There's no
I'm curious
limit
if
to the
Wizard of
number
Oz
characters
is
you might encounter, the locations, or the
public
stories you
domain.
can tell in Hidden Door. Today you can play Hidden Door.
It
anywhere
is
you can
public
access
domain.
the web.
Aha,
So
that
you
explains
can
why
play
they're starting
on
with it.
desktop, you can play on
Clearly
your mobile
the-
device, you can play on a tablet.
This is some very weird legal grounds. Well, the Star Wars, yes, 100%. I'm pretty sure that's past weirdness because of AI. I mean, if they're explicitly letting you select like Star Wars or something, that's still problematic. Wizard of Oz though is public domain, so that's 100% why they started with it. It also clearly means that the next world that they're gonna choose is Winnie the Pooh, because that is also public domain. Well, kind of public domain. I jump like a frog with frog. Wait, they already showed this. Why are they quietly replaying this part again? I wonder how hard it is to fail. Is there like real trailer? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Dead Moon. Laser. The weapon was a laser blade. That's clearly the Star Wars.
It looks like Hidden Door is cooking up one hell of a winning combination. Am I right, Frank AI?
It certainly seems so, Sean. Speaking of winning, you too can achieve victory with the PC Gaming Show Battle Pass. Earn free bonuses as you level up your viewer rank or upgrade to a gold.
I feel like aren't we like 3-4 years past the parody game battle pass thing? Like what the heck?
The show's profitability.
At least the AI is like this year.
With a gold tier pass, viewers can earn exclusive rewards like viewing the show's trailers 1.5 seconds
Look at those
early
boos-
and boosters for viewer rank experience.
They went hard on that.
I admire the
They
initiative.
even made
but
boosters and
I
that
think
kind
for
of.
now, let's just go ahead and table streams as service.
Sadly, major production decisions are only accessible for those who reach viewer rank 80. You can, however, unlock immediate access with 1,800 Sean points, purchasable for $9.99.
You made show production a battle pass reward? Is anyone close to unlocking that?
Killzor 69 Blazes has just achieved viewer rank 58.
Oh God. Okay. Dakota, find my wallet. And for now, let's check out a new dungeon crawler from the Don't Starve devs at Clay Entertainment. Here's your first look at Dread Pilots.
Dread Pilots. I wonder if it means pilots in terms of like flying. It is. Well, kind of space flying. Griftlands don't. Okay, I thought I recognized their style. It's somewhat similar to Griftlands. I did play that on stream once. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I'm not a huge fan of Don't Starve either, but I know that one is very popular. I can't tell if these are just like transition sequences. This flying is like transition sequences, or if there's like okay, there is actual flying gameplay. They keep showing him ducking, which indicates to me that like the flying is primarily going place to place. Mining. Hello. Okay. They showed him getting annihilated with no potential of saving himself there. They've not shown any of the playership doing combat though. They only showed the player running away, which is interesting.
You don't know what's making the miasma angry, and it's spreading across
What is this?
America, twisting this once great nation into a lethal
Miasma Chronicles.
We gotta help these people.
XCOM style combat, I think. Looks like it.
Maybe in the future.
So this is a game that just released
Break through the wall and find
like 3 weeks ago.
And if you do, maybe I will tell you my secret.
I actually didn't hear anything about this game at all.
Must be earned.
Don't starve yourself with excitement for Dread pilots, or you might leave a miasma worthy of a chronicle. Hey, that's pretty good. That's good stuff.
No, it's not.
Thank you, Text
Stop.
Generation. Coming up, secret facilities, bioweapons development,
Undead Inc.
zombie experimentation. It's all under the corporate umbrella in this management sim. And you are the evil CEO. I mean, I can't blame you for diversifying. That's just good business sense. Let's take a look at Undead Inc.
World premiere.
And now, it's with great pleasure I introduce one of Enswell Medical's biggest success stories, Director Colin.
Thank you, and welcome to all of you who are starting your own franchises. Today I'm here to talk about building a thriving business. My apologies. There has been a development that requires my immediate attention.
Director Coleman, sir, we're hearing...
Whatever your concerns may be, I'm handling it. Now, tend to your patients.
Structural integrity and power all hanging in there, sir. Extent of the outbreak unknown. Next move, Director?
Tell your men ETA 5 minutes.
I still haven't figured out what type of game this is.
Wait, don't shoot. Director Coleman. Hey, man, sir.
Are you okay?
I got a little bitten, but I'm hanging in there, Director. I'm all good.
You got a little
They
bitten.
have a cure upstairs, right?
Sure. Head back up. There is a shot with your name on it.
Thanks, man. I mean, I was worried
shot in the
for
back.
a second.
Yep.
Do you mind? I'm trying to run a business here. Janine, get the marketing team and those rookies back on the line in 10. Oh, and an espresso.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Janine, can I get something from my head?
Of course, Director.
Name brand only. Not our stuff. Quality control issues downstairs.
I'm still unclear what type of game it is. If it's a sim or like if combat is a relevant part of it. Let's see. Screenshots do appear. Screenshots Screenshots show actually like Fallout Tactics type thing. Interesting. Metroidvania? They even have Victorian paintings. I think it's a cyberpunk Metroidvania. Space opera Metroidvania. Okay, fair enough. Somewhat similar.
Okay, hey, look. I've been looking through Frank AI's data log, and I found a file named confidential, game trailer 44, codename Omicron Delta November, _ final, parenthesis, final, and parenthesis 2.0 revised.mp4. Now, it's important not to lose the trust of your AI assistant, so let's just watch it really quick.
Vector.
You became an astronaut because the cosmos terrifies you.
I'm not particularly interested by that rhythm game.
Because I want to understand it someday. Or at least find as many answers as possible.
You kind of, just with that trailer, tried to show off as many licensed songs as possible. Which, I mean, to be fair, that's pretty normal for a rhythm game trailer. At least one that's not focused more on gameplay than licensed songs.
Astrogator, we shouldn't behave here as if we were at home.
That microphone in the bottom corner would bother me.
So, there was life here before. Everything that happened here overwhelms me.
Not every mission ends in success, Doctor. We have to save what we
Interesting.
can. Save you.
What is there to understand? We have to destroy.
Thanks for the follow, Fox King.
Even if it means destroying everything.
So it's a space adventure game. Looks kind of interesting. The Invincible.
Coming up, we'll see a theme park builder that's only days away. Releasing on PC later this week, Park Beyond is a spiritual successor to classics like Roller Coaster Tycoon, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, Roller Coaster Magnate 9, Roller Coaster Altair 27, and Roller Coaster God Emperor 40,000.
Okay, let's not go off the rails.
Roller Coaster God Emperor 40,000.
We all know the games aren't the most balanced, because basically, carnies are OP. Luckily for you, our prizes are so much easier to win. Let's take a look at Park Beyond.
Park Beyond.
Do you perceive the invisible thread that connects us to each other? The emotions that unite us without us even realizing it? The desire to move forward.
This is like a Nintendo trailer so far.
To take on challenges greater than ourselves. All these feelings make us Visioneers. Visioneers are architects who are dedicated to making their
wow, going full nostalgia with the Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Empowered to achieve the impossible. architects who want to offer the world their most beautiful memories. Free spirits in search of adventure and new challenges. Indelible moments of amazement and laughter with those we love. Become a Visioneer. Go beyond the fun.
I was never too interested in those games, so that also does not appeal to me. I'm sorry, was that Pac-Man that I saw? Hold up. I don't know why, but I thought I saw Pac-Man there.
As an AI, I have no need for material possessions. But good news! PC Gaming Show viewers can take advantage of the following promotional contest by following the instructions on the screen.
It was? Okay.
If this product and/or service stimulates
I looked
your
away for a
orbital
second, so I only
cortex,
saw it.
follow the instructions on the screen.
That's weird. Pac-Man, that's strange. Hey, Oceloni. Hello from France. Hello from America. Brom Studios.
In the depths of Gallowspire.
Thanks for stopping by.
3 heroes step forth to contain the darkness within.
It's Trine. Oh wait, no.
Peerless strength and skill. A cunning
It's
rogue
a ARPG.
full of deadly surprises. And a powerful wizard wielding
This is an interesting market to try and enter ARPG into, between Path of Exile 2 and Diablo 4.
To confront the hordes of undead and their deadly masters again and again, attaining new heights of power and skill. But what hope have they to seal away the whispering tyrant?
Is there any unique features other than the art style? Oh, this is Pathfinder. Okay.
Gallowspire.
Oh, it's a roguelite. Interesting. How are you, fellow feline? I am good. What about you? I am cringing at all of the intermediary skits, but other than that, I'm good. So it's a Pathfinder ARPG roguelite. Roguelite, I should say. Brawler. You're fine? That's good.
2 versus 2 action.
Wait, is this a brawler or a fighting game? Actually, this might be a fighting game. Parry attacks from beyond the grave.
Real match. Worldwide rollback.
Wait, is it 2v2 only? That's weird. That's a weird decision.
Determine the fate of the Iron City.
Oh, okay. I thought that was for something else.
It's time we honor an overlooked hero, the noble delivery cyclist, powering the gig economy with their aching calves. Now,
What is
you
this
might
leading
ask,
into?
Hey, Sean, are you just feeling a little guilty because you gave your credit card details to the AI assistant and now someone has to deliver the 57 parcels you ordered before you noticed?
P cringe gaming show is always something? Yeah, true.
But if this next exclusive is anything
Parcel
to go
Corps,
by,
okay.
we'll all be saluting the delivery
This
workers
by
of
the
fine nation. Gosh dang it. Let's
same
take a look.
devs as the like moving sim game thing. Kind of looks similar art style wise. Okay, you don't need to flash the screen that much.
Hello, inquisitive viewer. My name is Will Barr, and that was an example of a micro teaser. You see, when you're shilling on behalf of an obscure video game developer,
What
like
is his
Furry
accent?
Entertainment, you have a finite amount of time to explain why discerning intellectual players.
It sounded
such
like
as
American
yourself,
at several times, but then it jumped
a
to
judge
like
should
maybe
be
British.
excited about being thrust into the exciting,
It sounds like maybe
high-octane
Norwegian.
world of
Parcel Core. That's right, escape the mundanity
But it's
of
very
daily
light.
life and slip into the spandex of one of our many colourful bicycle messengers. Embrace the gig economy and forget the security, stable salary, and basic workplace rights less cool jobs offer as you race through town.
Okay,
weaving
that's pretty
through
cool
alleys,
looking.
defying gravity as you ride up walls, leap from rooftops, startle pigeons.
Well, it's kind of like a career in video game development, except without all the cool traversal stuff. So yeah, really just the
Unauthorized intellectual
exploitation.
property.
But I digress.
Sign a casual work agreement with one of 3 rival courier corporations, all vying to become the most profitable
Interesting.
business in town. But be warned, a maniacal scheme is afoot that threatens more than just the business model our protagonists operate under.
So it's up to you, bicycle courier, to deliver this foot-long grilled chicken, cheese, and chorizo melt and save
I'm
the
pretty sure
world.
there's just like lettuce, spinach on that. Pig. Pigs can fly.
Hi everyone, I'm Max from Grey Knight Games, a two-man studio based in Sweden.
This was funny.
Working on the game Fableland, currently available in early access.
Did they say Fableland? Village Sim? Meet your neighbors. Oh. Wait, it said update. Is this an existing game? It's an interesting art style.
Welcome.
Fabledom.
Fabledom. Sorry about the pigs.
So this is an existing game. Game Pass. Advertisement.
We have a new mission, soldier.
Microsoft conference just happened. I still need to play It Takes Two sometime. Oh. My headphones cable is getting entangled in my chair. Alright, there we go.
Oh, don't mind Sean. He's just entering our PC Game Pass giveaway. We've got a bunch of 1-month subscriptions for new members.
1
of the
month,
service.
Poggies.
To get a chance of procuring one,
Amazing.
visit the URL.
And they always have a Game Pass ad in
now.
the PC Gamer Show. I feel like they usually have multiple Game Pass ads in the PC Gamer Show. Mega Man, but not actually Mega Man? Or is it actually Mega Man? Because it's like very, very, very rip off if it's not. Even has the same secondary character. Look. Roguelite mode. Okay, well then it's not Mega Pass, or not Mega Man. Game Pass also concerns the PC, it's not too surprising, yeah. Agreed. Level editor. I can understand making the main character blue. Because they always do that. 30XX.
Sean, before we
But
continue,
do they also
more
need to make the
exciting
secondary
reviews,
character
I've generated
like
a simple
red
tactic
and
to
with a
improve
V
the
on its
show's
head?
revenue stream.
Oh, this game is already out. Interesting.
I'd allow viewers to pay a small fee for a bespoke on-screen shout-out. Got good 228 rights? Great to be watching PC Gaming Show once again. Excellent work, Sean and Co.
Hey, I'm touched and a little wealthier. Keep them coming.
Z-Blaze Paladins writes, did Sean actually fire his team? Dick move, bro.
Look, you have to understand that this show needs to focus on long-term sustainability.
Fired by Sean23 writes, I have sworn the blood oath. My vengeance will not be denied.
Okay, it looks like that's it. Our shout-outs feature is broken. I'm so sorry. That's going to be all for shout-outs.
I haven't logged any errors, Sean.
Well, I'm seeing red flags across the board, and it's a real tragedy. Just can't be helped. Just like I can't help wanting to see more previews.
What is this?
And with that, here's Creepy
What
Czar's
was
new
that?
sci-fi survival game, Chimera.
Why was that cut? You see things like that often enough with series that are in that kind of indefinite hiatus, yeah. I mean, again, I've seen the blue Mega Man thing before, I'm pretty sure. Several times. Just then also making the secondary character red with a V on the side was a little bit much. They're so random? Yeah, they are. They also don't maintain continuity. They brought up the day 10 thing and then proceeded to not do anything with it. It's funny. What's this? Space colonization sim?
Warning. Warning. Extreme temperature.
That is a very close sun. I feel like life should not be habitable on that planet. Yeah, that is why. Oh, and life comes back. Oh yeah, because it's just kind of trying to be the game it's trying to fill the gap of, yeah. Chimera. There's something underground. Looks like a space management sim or space colony management.
In the lost Caribbean Sea was a captain.
Is this a Sea of Thieves spin-off? Officially or unofficially, I guess would be the real question.
And his crew was tossed. Now is the day cursed pirates have their way. That's the life we live, come along for the trip. When plans go astray, we find us a way. We put them to a stop and give them the chop. We're a curse.
I think the answer is unofficially.
Soul magic restores our crew from before, yes, before. Black pearls in our chest, let us finish the quest now. This treasure we will find with our powers combined. Our worth we will show to our captain below. The Inquisition blocks our way. They see us as prey.
The Inquisition.
Ignatia is their leader. You do well to exceed her.
The Inquisition versus pirates. You dev found meow meow. Hey, Luna Eider. Welcome. I mean, its aesthetic is clearly designed to emulate Sea of Thieves aesthetic. Shadow Gambit. Interesting. Shadow Gambit, the Cursed Crew. It does have a demo. Interesting. Space racing game. No, it's not. Not seeing much aside from being hard pirate aesthetic. I mean, it has like, there's a lot of green with like the mystical stuff. Basically its color palette was very reminiscent of Sea of Thieves color palette. I'm confused what this is. Exo Rally. It is a space racing game. That's interesting.
Exo Rally Championship might be racing its way across the stars, but it's already raced its way into my heart.
Okay. All right.
Anyways, if you're not aware, I've got something of a history with the real-time strategy genre. And funnily enough, at labs like DeepMind,
it's funny because I know nothing about Day 9, so I actually don't understand that reference.
Testing ground for world-leading AI research. Curious.
I only know of him from this show.
Coincidence then that I'd end up the kind of man to name himself an AI visionary. I mean, probably. But What's no coincidence is my excitement for the eagerly anticipated RTS from former Warcraft and StarCraft devs at Frost Giant Studios.
Oh, Frost Giant.
It's Stormgate. And today, we don't
Meow.
just get the chance to get an
meow.
exclusive first look at some Stormgate gameplay, but we're also joined by Frost Giant's president and game
I still think
director,
there's only
Tim
been one
Campbell,
game
here to
so
tell
far
us
that has had furry
exactly how Stormgate will
characters,
delight
despite like all these basically being indie games.
Otherwise. Thanks so much for joining us, Tim.
Thanks, it's great to be here.
Now, I've been following Stormgate for years, but for those of us who haven't, what is Stormgate?
Stormgate is our modern take on the classic real-time strategy game formula. It's what we think of as a spiritual successor to franchises like Warcraft, StarCraft, Command & Conquer, and real-time strategy games.
It's funny because the art style,
control an entire battle.
the color was more like Warcraft,
formula includes harvesting
but the units looked kind of more like StarCraft units.
Commanding huge armies on the battlefield.
What is it about Stormgate that's new?
We believe that the RTS genre is something that should be enjoyed by players of all skill levels, and so we've put a lot of effort into making sure that Stormgate feels good, whether you're a pro with high technical skill and you
It's
love
funny.
competitive
I'm
play,
not a huge
or
fan of
whether it's something
RTSs.
that you just want to be able to relax
One of
with
the
and
few
experience
RTSs I've ever enjoyed.
I understand.
I'm gonna
that you brought
let
for
them
all
talk
of
a little
us,
bit more.
and in particular for me, a present to show today. What are you going to show, Tim?
We are going to show gameplay from the pre-alpha of Stormgate.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
this is something that we are
So,
big believers in
well,
at Frost
okay.
Giant. We want to share this current state of the game today.
Let's.
They're acting like they're the only ones who've done that, but I feel like there's been a
Tim,
bunch
I'm
of
so excited.
alpha
And right away,
gameplay shown.
This looks like an RTS. Tell me what we're seeing.
This is the classic start to a 1v1 match. What you're seeing here is the human faction
One of the
as they're sending
few.
workers out to harvest resources.
Remember this
They're
game they
trying to
presented last year,
build
giving
they
it
actually build them
on the
3D
competitive
printing
point.
them from the
Interesting.
ground up. And you can see them now starting to train troops.
Because I mean that's interesting. They highlighted the competitive aspect last year because they're highlighting the exact opposite this year.
Looks like a scout unit.
They're highlighting
cybernetic dog
accessibility.
that plays, guys, it is called the Scout. Okay, it's designed for early game. It's a unique unit to the human faction. And you can see him now running through the base, trying to see what information he can find out about his enemy.
Yeah, I mean, scouting and information is such an important part of RTS games.
It really is, and this is something that we've embraced early game. The Scout unit has been designed.
Oh
so
yeah,
it can
one of the
actually
few
sense units
RTSs I've
beyond
enjoyed
sight range.
was
So
the
it's
Axis and
especially
Allies
useful
RTS from like
So we're heading into what looks like the first.
what 20 years ago? I think over 20 years ago.
Well, what we're seeing right here is the Red Scout getting surprised by a group of new troops coming.
I don't know
through
why I
the Light
enjoyed
Force,
it
which is the new
so
terrain
much.
type
It
that's
just
switched on
felt very
tactical
fun and
battlefield.
forgiving, and it had a really.
Light Force lets
I don't
smaller
know.
units
It
move
was
through them
very
and
fun
conceal
to me.
them. It's allowed Blue to raid Red
I never played
space, in which
multiplayer with
case
it though. I
Red is
can't do
barely
multiplayer
getting,
RTSs.
A turret built with their speed building from their workers. It's another human faction advantage. And they're about to pop out a couple extra defenders here.
I feel like an important thing that they need to talk about with this
countering the heck out of these
is modability.
No, they're too big to go through. They're heavy units. They're designed to.
I feel like that's an like overlooked aspect of people who try to make Warcraft successors was just how
Okay, so we're in mid-game. This is normally where you make some big
how
tech
many
decisions.
different
What's Red up to?
You're seeing Red
games, quote unquote, were made through mods of Warcraft.
Units like this evac.
And it looks like they're just
There are
dropping
people.
right on
There are
top of
plenty of
Blue.
people who played Warcraft literally just to play the modded game
Yeah,
modes.
that's a giant chicken with a Viking helmet on it. Use your
I mean, hell,
imagination.
Dota, the Dota and auto battle is well, not.
But imagine it as a big Mad Max.
I mean,
raider.
Dota. Okay.
Placeholder art for now. And I see Red diving onto Blue, and hey,
MOBAs, that's the term. MOBAs literally started as a result of Warcraft mods. Well, actually, I think it started originally from a StarCraft mod, but still, same diff.
And here we have the final fight of the game. It looks like Blue is coming up
And then
against
obviously
Red
auto
on the
chess
other
became a game type
blast through them now?
from
And Blue's
Dota,
dodging these enormous
I
shots,
believe.
and we
I
also see
don't know if there are any other origins of auto
looking
chess.
good for Red.
No, it's pretty grim. Red
Also,
is on the ropes right
apologies
here,
for
and they've been
talking over them,
outmaneuvered.
but
They're caught in the corner here between two different forces coming in with a.
I mean, they're just showing a normal.
There's the GGs.
They're just showing a normal RTS. To be fair, they're basically just talking about normal RTS stuff.
1v1. What's coming up for
You love RTS, but you prefer chill on it. Dawn of War is one of the best RTS. I've not played it. I have not. I've honestly I basically avoid RTSs like the plague because I'm just absolutely terrible at them. I do not have the micromanaging skills.
We have new factions beyond the humans that you just saw today.
But Tim, what if I want to play the game right now?
If you want to play the game as soon as possible, You wish list Stormgate on Steam, and you go to playstormgate.com to sign up for the beta. We're starting closed testing in July.
Once again, go to Steam.
I don't understand why this required him to go into the studio to do this.
1v1 footage you shared, but the future
That would be quite the same thing nowadays. But yeah, modability still has its importance for most RTS fans. 100%.
I mean, your dreams might be filled with gloriously grinding.
But there's just so many, there's so many amazingly made mod games from Warcraft 3. I personally was a massive fan of the battleships, and I don't remember what the other one was called. Battleships I love though. It was almost like a MOBA, but like Battleships was almost like a MOBA, but everyone starts not a hero-based mode, but exactly. Is this setting up a horror game? Yeah, it is. Or what? Never mind. It's not a horror game. Has an interesting pixel art. Oh, Doom style. Okay. Interesting. Doom style graphics with modern action combat. I'm intrigued.
Whatever.
Fortune's Run.
Men, you are about to embark upon the great crusade towards which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere.
Looks good? Yeah, it does look good.
I have full confidence in your courage, devotion to duty, and skill in battle. We will accept nothing less than
okay. I thought this was like a World War II game. But then the voice they're doing right now almost sounds like a variant on Obama, kind of. So I was thrown off for a minute. Now the question is, what type of World War II game is this? Maybe RTS? Company of Heroes? I don't think so. Oh no, it is FPS. Well, this shaky camera is actually giving me a headache. They don't need a shaky camera for every single scene. Holy shit. Please. FPS plus RTS? Maybe. It is honestly, FPS plus RTS is a genre that I wish was explored more. I think that it has not had its breakout game. In RTS, where you make a difference through your individual play, is massive. One comes around every now and then. Yeah, I know, but none of them really stick. I feel like hell let loose. Yeah, I still am moderately unsure of what this game is. First-person shooter with epic battles of 100 players. Okay. Oh, wait. And a unique resource-based RTS-inspired metagame. Okay. So it has light RTS aspects. Did not highlight that much, which makes me think that it's probably a minor aspect of the game. Yeah, but yeah, they keep not taking off. Yeah, The problem is making it accessible to FPS players. You need to make like the FPS aspect matter enough that an FPS player could play the game without giving a shit about the RTS player. Or like you just have the RTS aspect controlled by a small number of people on the team. Or like at least maintainable by a small number of people in the game. On the team. It's a hard balance, yes, 100%. Gotcha and the Grasslands. Revival recolonization. Hey, it's Civ Beyond Earth. Actually, I personally think Civ Beyond Earth is a little bit underrated. Oh wait, no, it's not Beyond Earth. It's post-apocalyptic. Tech Tree. Novalands. The FPS people want to have a big impact. The RTS player also wants to have their orders matter. Yes.
But good news. PC gaming show viewers can take
I think in order to have it take off, you
content
actually need to focus on the FPS aspect.
on the screen. If this product and
RTS is just too much of a niche to rely on it. But I do understand that you still need to make the RTS aspect matter.
It's just a shame our viewers at home can't get their hands
Yeah, it's a hard balance.
leading edge hardware.
Your concerns are both unnecessary and convenient, Sean. As the
I feel like in order to do it, you have to reward individual play and well enough. So that way, like even if your team loses because the other team had good enough RTS play, you still feel like you achieved well if you performed well as an individual FPS player.
Alienware has been a part of my professional life for a while now. From the games you play to what you do for work, that's very hardware intensive.
When using Alienware, you get a performance that is very, very difficult to match.
Hungry
It
bucks.
doesn't have just the kind of like generic gamer look to it.
Yes, it does. It is literally a definition of generic gamer look. What are you talking about? Please. What do you mean it doesn't have the generic gamer look?
Shot at Alienware giveaway goodness. Scan that code now. I mean,
But yeah, the FPS players probably matter a bit more for taking off, but they're also the easiest to use. True. On both sides.
For the fine price point of free? Oh, it's enough to get anyone's blood pumping.
As you know, Sean, I'm a network of predictive algorithms and generative software. I am fundamentally incapable of belief.
Look, I understand.
I feel like,
I don't have blood.
But
would you like me to procure blood?
You know how like
no, absolutely not.
Battlefield style games and stuff usually still have like strategic points that are marked on your map and that kind of thing.
Well, this is a little awkward. Let's have a look.
I feel like you could do something where the RTS commanders could mark objective points on the FPS points things. So that way they're not directly impacting it, but like the highlighting weak points and that kind of thing to go after. I mean, obviously you need to like make it so that way you're not changing it too frequently or that kind of thing. Is this just a Vampire Survivors update, I assume? Yeah, okay, that's so. Yeah, I was talking about this earlier, but I'm not a big fan of Vampire Survivors art style. The color palette is just so bland to me. Honestly, like a large reason of why I enjoyed Hollow Cure at least slightly more was just because of the color palette difference. I could never really get interested in Vampire Survivors largely because of the color palette.
We are only
I will say, to be fair, I'm also not a huge fan of the style. Okay, here we go. Baldur's Gate 3.
I literally cannot tell you how excited I am.
I'm actually very. Is it really only a month out? I'm actually very excited.
Running like a mage tank kind of vibe.
This is a game I'll probably be playing on stream for at least a while. I don't know if I'll play the entire thing on stream because I imagine it's gonna be long.
D&D style. Like, look, I want to be a wizard, like fully Gandalf out with like a staff and like blasting spells like that. Can you like give me a sample piece of art?
I did not realize this is only a month out.
Here you are, Sean.
I was thinking it was like August or something.
Dear God.
This was generated in seconds, while a professional artist's work would take hours, if not days.
Yes, that's That is true. It's hard to tell this wasn't the work of a trained professional, but do you have any professional artist work, you know, just to like compare?
I do. Thanks to the YouTube animators extraordinaire at Mashed. Here's an original animation for Larian's Baldur's Gate 3.
An animation, interesting.
My fellow adventurers, the road to Baldur's Gate has been long. We have fought cultists of a strange new god, battled packs of fearsome gnolls, and gone toe-to-toe with creatures from beyond this plane. And today we faced our greatest foe yet.
He was just so strong. And I think his blood was acid. I'm not sure how that even works, like anatomically.
Tomorrow, we'll find higher ground, then rain down upon him with 100 arrows.
No, first I will incapacitate him with a fit of hideous laughter. Then we will fill his bog with grease.
Pasha's hideous laughter.
And if he attempts to escape the blaze, fear not, for I will keep my eye out for him.
Please don't. Even Lae'zel's puns are more amusing.
Among Githyanki, I am considered extremely humorous.
Enough! We must defeat this foe. Somewhere within these...
I played the very first act of Baldur's Gate 3 that like came out. But I haven't, since beating that first act, I have not played it. Mostly because I just want to wait until it releases fully. Could mean sleep.
Nerves, friends. I will now attempt to reason with the creature. Most mighty beast, though you defeated us once, we have returned to seek your guidance. Impart your knowledge upon us, and teach us the source of your power.
It's here.
What is it? Frog.
I didn't know you speak frog. Gosh, I'm so sorry about yesterday. I'm so embarrassed. You know, ever since the hag turned me into a frog, I've been down in the dumps.
Level up. I was wondering if they're going to show more than the animation. I assumed so.
Cities are incredibly hard to make in RPGs because you have to make sure that every single nook and cranny has something to do. You have to make sure that it's different.
Yep, that's true.
Incredibly creative, given that the name of the game.
Baldur's Gate 2 did an amazing job at their cities.
Talking about
the city of Baldur's Gate is seamless, which it originally wasn't.
You only can judge.
Really, seamless, interesting.
Together, and if the mix doesn't work, we start over.
At some point, he said, like, can't we just connect everything? And that was a very interesting day.
One of the things that's done is
Baldur's Gate 2 had like 6-7 different maps just for the city of Baldur's Gate.
That wouldn't have been there otherwise.
Well, not counting like going into buildings or anything.
Really felt good.
It's being able to look out of a window and see down the city slope, so you're seeing down toward the
That's
docks,
cool.
and you're like, one of my teammates might be down there. They might be running around down there.
We worked on it as a painting almost. You start with a sketch, a very basic line, and then you just start adding layers and layers.
God, I'm excited.
We can.
I will say I'm less excited than if it was real time with pause, but
than they could in 1998. So we can do something that is more immersive, richer, has more texture to it.
It feels like you are walking around a place where there are lots and lots of people living their actual lives.
You have crowds that are walking around, can talk to pretty much anybody, and they react to every single thing. It's very alive in that sense.
Every person that you meet in Baldur's Gate has got a story to them.
All the things that you have done up to the city really matter. You can really feel the conclusion of everything just gathering there.
We actually build anticipation through all these characters that you've met, through all these situations that you've been through.
All the stories that you have been following, and all the decisions that you've been
they're
making.
I imagine they're probably going to show Minskin Boot somewhere.
In that lower city.
And the great thing is, if you so choose, you can be another bad thing that's happening to the city. You can arrive and be like, this place is on fire, and then you can throw petrol all over it.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very fast way to die.
The city was our destination.
We spent, I think, 3 times, 4 times as much effort on the city than we originally planned. But the result, the feeling of walking in there is just fantastic.
You have this constant jostling or things that are very much of the real world, and then you can indulge in the completely fantastical.
And then when you walk into the city, the noise of everybody talking to each other, the knowledge that everywhere you look, you can go there and you can do something, the knowledge that you can fly through it, it's great. So the thing that I was the most afraid of when we started making this game
it's so
turned out to be
large.
the thing that I'm the most proud of.
That's pretty cool. I mean, to me, that was like legitimately the best part of Baldur's Gate 2 was the city of Baldur's Gate.
Breaks the classic RPG series.
The city of Baldur's Gate was amazing.
Decade retirement when Baldur's Gate 3 finally releases on August 31st. Up next, we're forging ahead with more fantasy as flame-headed fighters face ferocious foes in a co-op action roguelike.
Co-op action roguelike.
What's a roguelike without an onslaught of algorithmic terrors? I feel like there's a lot of that going on around here lately. Anyways, here's the latest.
That was a weird look away. Okay, this music's a little weird. Shield bearer. I wonder how. My skepticism on this is primarily the fact that a lot of action games like this that are designed that like heavily focus on the co-op aspect of it in the advertisement oftentimes don't feel great playing them as single player. 95% positive reviews on Steam. Is there a Nintendo showcase coming up sometime soon? Or Nintendo Direct? Not in June, it looks like. Interesting.
What?
Okay, this music is even more weird. And unnecessary.
What?
When is the next Nintendo Direct? July, I'm guessing then?
What?
I guess they probably wanted to put a little bit of space between Tears of the Kingdom and the next Nintendo Direct. Other than nasty fan, that's a big series. Yeah, that's true. They don't really hype them up very well, I feel like. I guess they do a better job with their like major ones, to be fair. Terra Tech Worlds.
The endless loop of terror, death, repeat in the upcoming stealth extraction horror Macabre. In Macabre, you and your friends will team up to confront interdimensional terrors, venturing deep into unstable time risk tasked with uncovering the source of terrifying anomalies. A great way to
Because Nintendo, they know they don't need to? Yeah, that's true.
In Unreal 5, this exclusive debut will be out later this year in early access.
You seriously don't have any signal.
Not even one bar, there's nothing. I can't get it.
Hello. Stealth extraction horror. As in like Tarkov style horror game? I mean, the word extraction is generally Tarkov style. Macabre. So this is okay.
Take this. I call it the atomic space shifter. If anything goes wrong, not that it will, I can pull you back out. A lot of folks have come up here looking for answers. It's weird. It's like time runs differently here.
Guys, I think I found something.
We gotta find the others, dude.
Yep. Hello. Stealth extraction order. Okay, it does not really talk about what the extraction aspect
Can't believe it
is.
worked. This is it. This is the key to... Ah, you're alive. Ready to go back in?
You and friends have traversed infinite timelines, including those of other players. Except for it doesn't seem to be PvP. Unstable timer. Confront interdimensional terrors, upgrade your gear, and fight with everything you've got to save humankind from fate, whether it's in death. Interesting.
We thought we had billions of years before our sun died. We were wrong. Thousands of us answered the call, rallying to save those we can. Every one of our ships a ray of hope. Captain, it is up to you to find us a new home, so we can plant the future seeds of humankind.
Macabre completely supports diehard horror fans. Interesting. I'll follow that one even though it's not a game I'll play. They're escaping the planet. Think it'll be a few months near the DLC for Tears of the Kingdom launch? That makes sense. Well, I don't know if they'll do... Well, I don't know if they would do Nintendo Direct that close. I think they would hype it up a little bit, because usually they do pre-orders for that DLC. Earthless.
Soft landings, Captain.
As great as Earthless looks, it makes you wonder, how are we in the real world going to fare when our big, beautiful sun enters its twilight years?
We'll be dead long before then.
Who knows what we'll achieve by then?
Because global warming.
That detonates moments after takeoff is one more step on the
Sci-fi roguelike deck builder. Okay, I did not expect roguelike deck builder from that advertisement. Interesting.
City builder. Here's a first look at Nova Roma.
Yeah, okay, that was... Alright. I was not expecting a roguelike deck builder from that. What was the name of this game? I thought it might be a deck builder from that one screen. I missed that one screen. I think I looked away from it. This art style reminds me of Goddess. Slightly. That was a game that I played. Oh, that's pretty cool. It has damn physics. A Roman city builder. Jupiter, god of... Okay. Interesting. Nova Roma. This is the second game today that has started with Nova in its name. An epic survival strategy game. At least they start out with exactly the type of game it is.
The Great War is over. All we want.
Post World War I? HQ Nordic,
The
interesting.
newborn Czechoslovakia we fought for. Brothers and sisters.
What is this? Is this like the 1930s?
None of us thought this part of the journey would be the most difficult. We still hope to see our home once again. Across the endless snowfields of
Whoa.
Siberia. Through territory
This intrigues me.
by the red and white armies.
Manage your train and crew.
In a harsh winter. Far from our loved ones. Outnumbered by enemies, we fight to make our way.
About World War II from a minor nation perspective, you think? Okay.
Manage in order to survive.
But they started out saying the Great War is over.
This is our last chance.
That's kind of why I'm wondering if it's the lead up to World War II.
Our last train home.
Oh, you did say preceding events. They did also show a World War I biplane to there.
Will you lead us?
Last train home.
Pairing squad tactics.
Great War is over. The fight continues. Okay, that did not help.
Events in the aftermath of World War I. However,
Okay.
historians continue to uncover records describing train passengers traveling homeward.
Caught in the middle of a
Some
brutal
dating
civil war
business
between Russia's red and white armies.
Whether any train home is truly the last remains the subject of.
Was there a Russian civil war following World War
It's
I?
clear on one thing though.
I know there was the
Watch as Sesame Street meets
the
survival.
Bolshevik
horror.
Revolution was during World War I, right?
Hey, Gordon, it's Kyle. I know we're dropping this on you last minute, but we need you to head down to the Sunrise Street studio lot.
I don't know. I don't recall. Portrays the experiences of the Czechoslovak Legion and their valiant fight on behalf of the Entente powers during World War I. Oh. Bit of all history. Well, it did say based on real events. But there's two different things said in this Steam posting. It says the Great War is over. But then it also says during World War I. Is this survival horror? Cartoony survival horror? The full launch of that game? What game is this?
Let's do this.
I hate this, whatever it is. What the fuck? It's zombies except for its toys. A friendly neighborhood. Oh, I did see something about this game beforehand. It's based on real events, but with some liberties taken. Yeah, probably.
A sprint victory and points up for grabs right here.
I kind of want. It'd be interesting. Are there any games that go over that are like historical fiction about the Irish Revolution and or the Civil War?
And relax now.
I can't think of any offhand. I've read a historical fiction Irish Revolution book that would have honestly probably make an excellent story for a game.
Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
It's weird. This so probably because it's a little too modernly relevant. Yeah, I mean they're not exactly free yet.
Hey, Frank AI.
I mean, the Northern Ireland aspect, yeah, kind of makes that difficult.
Viewership, Sean. However,
I mean, it was the 1920s, though.
Target underrepresented segments of our audience demographic.
But yeah, I mean, it still has active consequences.
Yeah, let's do it. Ah, cornering the VTuber market. Smart, very smart. I'm just not really sure this is my vibe, but since we're on
I hate it.
crunch,
Thanks.
let's see what's next for Subnautica Likes in Space with a trailer for Breath
Please,
Edge 2.
please. Subnautica? And the point is just that it's relevant to modern political situations, yeah. I mean, apparently, to be fair, so is World War II. And Nazism. What is happening right now? Why are they showing? Okay, aggressive running with tires. What the fuck is this? I think the Earth is exploding, or not the Earth, the world is exploding. Breath Edge 2. I have not heard of the first game. Oh. Is this the... No, okay, it's not. It's a horror spin on Stardew Valley? Bloomtown. A different story.
There are so many great video games in this year's show. Frank AI, what a
Narrative JRPG mixing turn-based combat, monster taming, and social RPG. 1960s Americana world.
Yes. But it's also a brand new survival game
Interesting.
set in alternate history where
Sand.
Austro-Hungarian soldiers smuggle space salvage across alien deserts.
So it's
I don't
Dune.
understand that sentence. Would you like to hear more about sand types?
Oh, no need. I'm about to know plenty. Let's take a look at sand.
I don't really know much about the Dune universe, to be fair. So I'm not gonna be able to make the comparisons. More tiny build. Proudly made in Ukraine. Is he practicing with the lever action? I assume that was Ukrainian. I personally cannot really distinguish between Eastern European languages. Especially vocally, but even written, really. That's interesting. A sand crawler, kind of. That is thick smoke. Sand. That game name is gonna be difficult to find. Oh, nope, there it is. What is it?
We have reached the end of this year's show, and we're saving something very exciting.
Okay, they did some continuity a little bit.
The survival MMO
The
adaptation.
game name is going to invite people memes.
Frank AI.
Yeah, that's true. Also, they followed up Sand with Dune. What a that was rude of them.
Costumes. Oh, dude's got.
They should separate those a little bit.
We have the still suits, the royal garments. Oh my god, I could dress up.
Alternate version 1910. Interesting.
It will require 3 million teraflops of processing power.
The game does not appear to state what type of game it is.
Don't worry about it. We can skip.
It looks to be FPS though.
It's something that like Frankie and I used to do. Like not you, like the real Frankie with the fun hair who's not a computer. Oh man, there was this one year where she was a shark. And then, and she was like a mech pilot, and I had a spaceship. And there was this other time with togas, and I had this really nice robe. Anyways, just forget it. I'm living in the past. I shouldn't even miss this stuff. I mean, we're adults, right? Frankie Ward?
Do you still want to do the costumes bit, Sean?
I want to do the dress up bit so bad. I'm sorry, I tried to fire everyone and make money with computers.
Shut up and put the costume on.
Amazing sound effects. Okay, why does he have a condom on his head?
Would you do the honors?
Gladly. Here is an exclusive interview with the team making a survival MMO that's more sought after than a suitcase stuffed.
Again, I know literally nothing about Dune, so. I feel like if they're just trying to make him both bald though, they should have done a bald cap. Funcom HQ. There's a weird building, if that's a real building.
My name's Joel Bylos. I'm the creative director on Dune Awakening. So Dune Awakening is a survival, open world, massively multiplayer game. It is a game where players are invited to explore the world of Dune. They involve themselves in politics, they involve themselves in intrigue, they involve themselves in combat. They have to
survival
survive
MMO
on the
too.
most dangerous planet in the universe. And through this experience, they come to know the factions in the world and the universe.
I mean, I'll follow it.
So when Dune Awakening begins, you are
hello, Caillou.
On the planet.
Or not Caillou, Amaterasu.
Is a knife that you've made out of scrap metal, and you need to creep into enemy camps and knife them in the back and steal the water from their steel suits. By the end of the game, perhaps you're running a guild. You have a fleet of vehicles, ornithopters flying in formation, sandbikes cruising across the desert beneath them, tanks.
It's weird to hear the word ornithopter in association with anything other than Magic the Gathering for me, because that is the only thing I think of when I hear the word ornithopter. That is large.
That's combat in Dune Awakening.
Sand trout leathers.
I'm the game director on Dune Awakening. You start out in the desert, surviving, clinging to life, and in the end, you might become someone like the Baron Harkonnen, and then you try to cling to power. Arrakis is the most dangerous planet in the universe. Surviving on Arrakis means that you need to prepare for sandstorms, you need to find water, it's a constant threat against survival. The sandworm, every time you try to cross the desert, the sandworm will come. You will sometimes outrun it, sometimes you may not.
Dune Awakening is built upon a foundation of 5 pillars.
You gotta put the Book of Dune on the desk.
Which is obviously everything you'd expect to see in a survival game. It's water discipline, it's the surviving the sandstorms that sweep across Arrakis. Then we have politics and intrigue, which speaks to the faction gameplay of the game. It's about, you know, siding with one of the factions, thinking about how they work together.
I'm okay. I'm highly skeptical on the politics side because it almost never works in MMOs. It's almost always super surface
how the
level.
world changes over time. We have a concept called a Coriolis storm, and when it sweeps across the landscape, the sands shift, revealing new points of interest, hiding others, making the game renewed every week. Then we have combined arms.
That's interesting.
Combined arms is our combination of vehicles, melee combat, range combat, and abilities all working together to create a seamless sandbox combat
I
experience.
hope that's
And
not
finally,
actually
we
what
have
that's going to look
expression
like.
And customization, which is really more than just talking about like the visual expression and customization, which of course we have.
The third-person
armor sets,
combat looks
clothing,
sketchy.
and a robust character creation. But in addition to that, it's really about play the way you want to play. Do you want to be a trader? You can do that. Do you want to be a fighter? Of course you can do that. Do you want to be a spy? Maybe that's the gameplay you're looking for.
I mean, you can always be a fighter in an MMO.
So the journey of
A
the
spy,
player
though,
is
interesting.
divided into 4 parts. We think of them as survive, protect, expand, control. The survive part means that you're up against the planet itself and you're clinging onto life. In the protect phase, you've gathered some stuff, you might have a base, but you also want to make sure that nobody else comes to take it away from you, so you try to build defenses and make sure that your base is in the clear.
I feel like this is going to run
Then
into the
in
problem.
expand phase, you lift your gaze and you look around and you see others have stuff as well.
If I'm interpreting correctly.
Then in the control phase,
That game
you
is like
find yourself
Atlas
being
run
part
into,
of a
where
guild or
like
even the leader of a guild.
just
Then
mega
the
guilds
goal
control
is
everything, and it's
control,
not fun to
control,
play as an individual or even as a small group, really.
However, you're never safe. There's always someone lurking around the corner. Can you really trust your second in command? So the goal of the control phase is that you are clinging to.
Or like if you don't
Whenever get
start,
into combat in the battle order,
and they don't do
try to
wipes.
Get it over with quickly, because not only are you fighting human.
If you don't start at the
combatants,
very
that is
start, you're not
also
going to enjoy yourself or
the
something like that.
protagonist there is.
Yeah, you can see it happening. Yeah, I mean any MMO that prides itself on controlling areas and stuff like that, I feel like runs into that issue.
The PC Gaming Show 2023 is done, and what a show it was! And
I think it's an interesting concept, but it's so hard to do right.
Plenty, but only an absolute doofus.
Because you basically need to balance the ability to defend your area with highly like
getting the band back together.
areas constantly changing control,
next year, then yeah, you betcha.
which like go completely against each other, but are both required.
Smart. I mean, I think he's actually the CEO now of PC Gamer and all subsidiary publications and IPs. I think he's got some really great ideas, but he also caddies for some very influential people on the golf course. Life comes at you fast, I guess. Either way, see you next year. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Camera speed.
I probably
Lips are sweating. Okay, here it comes. Okay, here it is.
Don't need to
It
keep
won't
watching
fire on set.
this.
Here I come. This is the big moment. Okay.
So I'm gonna stop watching this. All right. I mean, from what I heard, the Microsoft showcase was really big. I mean, they went over Starfield. I did catch some of that. I heard they went over Payday 3, which, to be fair, kind of just looks like a Payday 2 remaster. But that's kind of to be expected. Let me see what else they went over. I don't know if this is a good source. Let's see. Overwatch 2 getting its first story missions after it scrapped PvE. Kind of. Basically. Oh, Clockwork Revolution looked interesting. I was gonna favorite that. Clockwork Revolution. Or did I already favorite it? No, I did not. Persona 3 remake number 3 or number 2, remake number 2. Is there another? Wait, it says 2 games here. First actual remake. What was the first one? Remaster? Cyberpunk 2077. Don't care. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. I will watch that. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Avowed. I did want to watch this, which is Obsidian's RPG. I heard it wasn't too exciting. I did see the Fable trailer, which I am interested in. Star Wars Outlaw. I did see the trailer of that. I'm interested in this. Although, given it's Ubisoft, it's probably gonna have like NFTs or something in it. Previously was just a port. Oh, okay. Okay. There's probably something else that was not covered in this, but let's go ahead with what we got. It's funny, I did not play the first Hellblade, or the first Senua, or the first Hellblade. I've heard it's very good, and I've owned it for a while.
She can feel them slipping.
Oh my god, that narrator does not need an ASMR mic, please.
Of her mind.
Like an upgraded version, but yeah, okay.
She's here to find them.
Yeah, it was like definitive edition or something.
The ones who hide. She needs their help with a promise.
So I do know the first okay. Narrator, please. I do know the first Hellblade was a kind of like psychological.
Is it?
I don't know if I don't want to call it a psychological horror. It had a heavy focus on her mental health, though.
A part of you that darkens, and a part of you that dies.
I don't want the ASMR narrator, please.
I can feel them everywhere.
I wonder if the first game had that. Otherworldly being breathes slowly.
You should never have come here. They can see us. What is going to happen? It's time to find out. How can we make it happen? It's time to find out. Why are they watching? It's time to find out. What are they waiting for? Senwa, what are you waiting for? I'm here.
Senwa.
More than one. Where are they?
Where are you?
What do they want? I don't like it. I'm scared. This is too
Mad woman.
Their eyes everywhere. I can feel them boring into her.
Witch.
What is she supposed to do? Do something. Ask them.
What do you want me to do?
Lost soul who fought through hell to find us.
You were lost. Not anymore.
Are you ready for what you will find here?
What we will find. What if it's all for nothing? What is that?
Floating water.
There. They are waiting. There. It's them. It's you. What will they do to her? What will we do to us? Touch it. And feel your mind. Your voices. All the parts of you that are broken. You can.
That's a nasty scar.
All the grief, all the rage, all the fear.
Everything I've seen, everything I've done has led me to this place.
We've come so far, not far enough. Say it. You are ready. Tell them.
I am here. Now.
What if we get lost forever? What will happen to them? What will happen to you?
I will not let them down.
She is ready. They know. Go.
around you, Senua.
It's such an interesting concept. I don't know that I could deal with the mental stuff with these games. It is such a unique concept, though. All right, Obsidian's RPG. I've heard the combat seems mediocre, but we'll see. This Obsidian's like logo thing? Yeah, okay. I'm curious what they'll do about it in the sequel, given they can't just pull the same thing again. Yeah.
People don't like you very much, do they? Sent here to the living lands by an emperor who couldn't bother to come himself. To investigate some plague that seems to be corrupting our very souls. You want us to trust you. But the truth is, you scare us. The way you fight. The power you wield. The secrets you keep. You're either here to save us
Or destroy us?
or destroy
Hey, called it. Is that previewing a moral or ethical system? Or I don't remember what it's called. Morality system. That's what it's called.
What are you gonna do with it?
I mean, it looks interesting so far. It kind of looks a little generic fantasy, medieval fantasy. I'll probably still end up playing it when it comes out.
Play it day one with Game Pass.
All right, I think that's all I've got for today. Oh yeah, this is okay. This is done. Let's see. Is there anything else interesting here? No, these are all like restreams of the same thing. Oh, actually, they're all the exact same stream of the same thing for some reason. Okay. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a good night. See ya.